Jenny, and I'm a wife and mom raising 2 kids. But I used to live a more glamorous life as a TV reporter. I was on the nightly news interviewing pop stars and politicians. So when I said goodbye to TV and hello to motherhood, I suddenly discovered what we moms are up against. We live in a world that tells us to be rich and famous, thin and successful. You know, almost nobody says, "Oh, hey, you're a mom? That's fabulous." But you are fabulous, and I'm here to tell you why.
It's the Channelmom Show, celebrating you with Jenny Dean Schmidt.
We have just a wonderful guest, and I'm just thrilled to have her today. Debra Gano is a former model and actress, and maybe you still do some modeling and acting, but she experienced firsthand how that particular world can mislead girls and women about what makes them valuable, and it can diminish their self-worth. Gano is the CEO and president of Be Your Own You, or BU, a girls' self-esteem apparel and education company, and she's also the best-selling author of the Heart Like Girls series. She's a passionate advocate for girls, offering them motivation to rebuild their self-esteem. Her book, Beauty's Secret, a girl's discovery of inner beauty, has received numerous awards and national recognition. Debra is also a single mom of a precious daughter. So Debra is here to help both moms and girls today. Welcome, Debra.
Hi, Jenny. Thanks for having me.
We're thrilled to have you.
Yes, thank you.
So you and I have chatted. I want to get right to your story. I wish you can see Debra on the web at channelmom.com, because we always rebroadcast the show at channelmom.com. You're absolutely stunning, former model, and you also do some acting, right? You've done with some very famous actors.
Yes.
People would probably recognize your face. Tell me about life in that world and how it convicted you that you needed to walk out of it and bring something to girls who were being misled by it. Tell me about that.
Well, I actually entered the industry with a low self-esteem. I mean, even as a child, I struggled with self-esteem issues. Mm-hmm. And I entered that industry really thinking that what was out there was going to make me feel better about myself. You know, I call it the when-then theory. You know, when I lose this weight, then I'll feel better about myself. When I get this magazine cover, then I'll be happy. When I get this movie role, then I'll be happy. Whatever it is. I mean, we do it with all kinds of things today. We do. Everybody does it. And so I was in this industry really playing an actress even when I wasn't acting, because I was acting like I was very confident. I was acting like I really loved myself, when inside I was beating myself up with my critical words constantly. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I would take what other people were saying about me and believing it. You know, and this is actually when I talk about how we lose our self-esteem, it's because we start believing the negative things that people say about us as being true. Sure. And so I was living in this world where externally I was projecting one thing, and internally, I had a whole lot of other stuff going. And I just found that I became so incredibly unhappy. You know, here I was working with some of the most beautiful people in the world, some of the wealthiest people in the world, some of the most famous people in the world. And I realized they did not have the key to happiness. And I knew that I certainly didn't. You know, I was VIP in every top club around the world. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I mean, whatever. I mean, I had the life. Mm-hmm. And there was this emptiness inside of me that made me so, so sad. And I really started asking, you know, what is true happiness? Where can it be found? And I was getting several wake-up calls, but I had a really, really large one in which I literally almost died in a severe car accident. And it was in the healing of that I really found what truly can make a person happy.
Right. And certainly not that life that you were living and those external things and the cars and the houses and the fame and the wealth and all that stuff. That is not what makes you happy with
because
who you are.
I had all of that taken away. And I was really down to me and me at my core. Mm-hmm. And this is when I really discovered what true beauty is about. Because, you know, I worked with some incredibly beautiful people, both men and women. And once you get to know them, they weren't all that pretty. No. Their insides were not pretty. Yeah. And that was coming out externally. And I really realized I found my own true beauty, where I actually learned to so much love myself. And for me, it was a spiritual journey. You know, it was me reconnecting with God and just realizing the essence that was inside of me that had never, ever gone away.
Yeah.
What I call my heart light had just dimmed. It had been buried by so many layers of these false beliefs about myself, these things, this conditioning that I believed were true. And I had slowly learned to peel them away and reveal this incredible, beautiful essence that no matter what I looked like on the outside, it was a part of who I was on the inside.
Absolutely. Well, you know, the good book says God does not look at the outside. He looks at the inside.
Absolutely.
And it's so true. What made you want to bring this message to girls? Because I know you have some statistics, and I want you to talk about hurting girls. I just saw a news story last night about how I believe more girls are now entering prostitution at younger ages, all kinds of things to seek what they think will make them feel good about themselves, will make them feel sexy, will make them feel wanted, will make them feel pretty, okay? Right. Tell me about some of the statistics that make you think, oh my goodness, we have to rescue our girls from thinking that this is what makes them important.
Well, if you think of every single issue that a girl is faced with today, and there are many. It is, I'm the mom of a 9-year-old, and as you are, and it's so very challenging to raise a girl in today's world. With technology today, in a way, it's so much of a gift to so many of us because it has opened up the world, but it's also such a detriment to our kids because they are exposed to so much at such an early age. And so if you think about all of the issues facing girls, from eating disorders to depression, to early sexual involvement, to prostitution, to suicide, I mean, you name it, it's because of low self-esteem. It's because they are looking externally to feel good about themselves, because our society is teaching and programming our girls that it's only about the external, right? You know, because they're literally they are bombarded. They can be bombarded 24/7. A recent statistic said that the average tween is exposed to media 10.4 hours a day.
Right.
Yes.
And all that media is suggesting much of what you just said.
Exactly. It's suggesting because, you know, and this is what I teach girls, our media wants us to feel not good enough.
Sure.
Our
Absolutely.
media wants us to feel not beautiful, not popular, not whatever, so that we will buy their product. I mean, the advertisers, they thrive on that. So this is what I teach girls. And also that all of the images that you see have been, especially today, they've been altered with Photoshop or enhanced.
Yeah.
You know, so really, I mean, the average, what our society depicts as the ideal, it's really an image that only 5% of the population, you know, of a woman's figure, only 5% of the population are even fit that category. And then of that 5%, they have altered those to such an extreme that, no, I will tell you, nobody looks like that.
I know. I tell the girl, I mean, I would like to go around with sconce lighting and an airbrush at all times.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Truly. So you have a precious little girl.
Yes.
And you want for her to not feel the pain and the agony you feel that so many millions of little girls across America are feeling. I watch my little girl look at things. In fact, I'm constantly having to shut it off.
Yes.
Because I think, sweetie, it's from the inside out. And I want you to go with that.
Yes.
Tell me, because I know that there's a horrible rate of eating disorders and suicide rates and things like that, that are linked to the self-esteem thing. What do you tell girls in your books and when you go out to speak to them to grasp onto that comes from the inside out, that comes from the way God made them, so they don't just focus on the outside and the image stuff?
Well, one thing I do teach them about are the different types of beauty. Our society wants us to feel and believe that we are 100% our physical beauty. When we hear the word beauty, we immediately think of external beauty. So what I do is I teach them that we actually have 4 types of beauty. Only one is the physical. We have our mental beauty, which is how we perceive the world. Are we having a great day or are we having a really bad day? You know, it's raining out. Is that awesome or is that fun? You know, how are you perceiving the world in your brain? The next is your emotional beauty, and how are you feeling about things? If someone says something to you, how are you feeling about that? Are you feeling bad that they said that to you, or are you feeling that, you know what, that's their opinion and I don't feel that way about myself? And the fourth and most important that never goes away is your spiritual beauty.
So that's the third, and then the fourth is the physical.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. The fourth, right. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And so your spiritual beauty is there. It's always, it's
you were created.
Yes, exactly. And just by that fact, you have that built in no matter what. And so you have that. And the other two, the emotional and the mental, you can certainly change. And this is what I do in my workshops and my books and things like that, is you can teach girls to change that so that that part of them shines so radiantly that regardless of what they look for. And what they can do is, and this is great for moms of boys as well, they can teach them to look for that in others. Because our boys are also being programmed.
Yes, they are. I want you to talk about that.
Talk about, she's hot.
Yeah, I know. At 8.
At 8. Honestly, it's amazing. And I will have my daughter, and these are a couple really staggering statistics as well. 80% of 10-year-olds today are afraid of being fat. 80%. And I will tell you, I've experienced this with my lovely 9-year-old daughter who has a perfect little fine figure.
Yes, me too.
Where she has really asked me, Mom, do you think I'm getting fat at 9? Well, and then, it's ridiculous because 70% of those girls in the 5th to 12th grade report that they're being influenced by these magazines. And then you go to college students, 91% of these girls are dieting. And then 25% of those dieters lead to cases of eating disorders,
which can kill. I read something on your website, 50,000 a year or something.
Absolutely. Oh, this is even more frightening. So, suicide is actually the third leading cause in kids ages 15 to 24
of death.
But what's even more scary, it's the fourth leading cause in kids ages 10 to 14. 10 to 14. We're talking 10 to 14 year children contemplating suicide.
Because they're hurting from the inside out.
They're hurting from the inside out. And of course, the bullying that's going on today is a major, major cause of that. I mean, bullying, every 7 minutes a child is bullied.
But that's also based on outside appearance.
Exactly. Well, and the bully, it's a self-esteem issue. The bully has low self-esteem, and then the victim has low self-esteem.
So we've got about 2 minutes, and I just want you to quickly tell people, how can they find out more? I know you have this wonderful website, Be Your Own You, with Symphony Miller, who's this wonderful little girl role model.
Yes, she's got her own show coming out on Nickelodeon, and she's our partner. And so you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of the Be Your Own You brand. Yeah, so you can go to BeYourOwnYou.com, all spelled out. And I have my blog for moms at DebraGano.com.
And also you have a book series. Tell people about that.
Yeah, I do the Harlot Girls book series. The first book out is called Beauty Secret, A Girl's Discovery of Inner Beauty.
Yeah.
And I'm working on the next one, which is about thinking positive and really increasing, as I said, that mental beauty, that emotional beauty, and that spiritual beauty.
Well, congratulations to you for doing that. Because
Thank you.
I want my maybe I need to run out and get one of those books, because I want my 9-year-old to understand that. And yes, both of our daughters are beautiful on the outside, but what matters more, honestly, that shines from the inside out is what you're talking about.
Well, and that's the foundation that's going to allow them to make wise choices.
Yes, and not abuse their bodies and not let other people abuse their bodies. And
yes, and I think it's awesome that you take such an active role, because moms play such a huge role.
They do.
Huge, yeah.
They do.
We in fact do a Mommy and Me tea. We have our next one coming up December 18th at the Brown Palace.
Oh, good. Well, we'll promote it.
Absolutely.
When it's come out. We'll definitely promote it. Well, thank you, Debra.
Oh, it's
You're
been
awesome.
great.
Wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, are you worried about, no, we've talked about this, but are you worried about the upcoming holidays and what they're going to do to your health and I guess your body? Coming back with some help for the holidays, Julie Hammerstein. She's always got very
30
advice for moms who want to stay healthy and fit in an unhealthy and unfit environment. Julie is the author of Fat Is Not a 4-Letter Word, and she'll be back with some great advice and a few unique tips right here on the Channel Mom Show. So come back and be with us.
You're clear.